This evening I've got with me a very special guest. He's a very interesting person from the gritty city of Chicago, the United States of America, Mr. Lee Miller, who is joint CEO and partner with DLA Piper, one of the world's largest law firms. Mr. Miller is a commercial law real estate expert, and he's going to be talking to us about the firm's plans. Mr. Miller, welcome to India.
Thank you very much.
First off, what brings you to this country?
We really are on a mission to really understand what is going on in India and to talk to a number of people, talk to a number of corporations.
Who are the kinds of people that you're meeting with?
Large corporations, Reliance, Mahindra, and others. If you think why we would be in India, we've wrapped ourselves around the G20 countries and around the BRIC countries and the emerging markets.
From your meetings thus far, could you elucidate for us what's your understanding of the Indian legal market?
Really, our focus is not as necessary on the Indian legal market, and we want to really understand what's being done here and not necessarily what the regulatory framework is. We will comply with whatever the regulatory framework is of the Indian market. We're not looking for local Indian work. We're really looking for the opportunities that derive through that and the entrepreneurship. A major focus of our firm is business and technology. And so, as you can imagine, this is a real center for business and technology.
Speaking of regulation, are there any plans in the future to enter the market if the government does allow it? And what's been your role as far as sort of persuading or lobbying the government has been concerned?
We've stayed out of the role of trying to persuade anybody of anything and have really tried to fit into the regulatory framework wherever we've gone across the globe. This year we opened up operations in Brazil and Turkey and complied with the regulations in each one of those jurisdictions. As far as our focus and our plans for the future, of course, with a country where the GDP is growing at the rate that India is growing, and it could be more than the 8.5%, we would always want to be able to explore that opportunity. And so we're very, very interested in the Indian market. And in fact, we do a lot of work derived through the Indian market as we speak. In the recent IPO of the coal deal, we were the issuers counsel in that transaction. So we're very active in international arbitration, in international merger and acquisition work, et cetera.
Speaking of the deals or the coal deal, what have been the main differences or challenges that you face while working with partners in this country?
What we've made a point across the world is, as we've got offices, and we have offices in 70 plus cities in 30 some odd countries, is to really adopt to the local culture. 70% of the law firm's business has been the business from the local jurisdictions, and then 30% has been the global overlay. And so we're not a U.S. firm, we're not a British firm, we're not an Italian firm, we're not a German firm, but we're really a combination of all of it to get the energy of all the people across the world and the diversity of the experience. That's sort of been the glue of the whole firm. India is really exciting with that, where you see the entrepreneurial initiative and the people and what is becoming and how India has grown. And Turkey was very interesting to us in the southern hemisphere. When you look at Brazil as to what's happened there, that's been we've tried to harness that energy.
What do you believe President Obama's visit has in store for law firms like yourself when he comes to India next month?
I don't think it necessarily has anything in store, but I think that what President Obama has tried to reach out his hand and to show the world that we really care about the world, that we want to really understand the world. What he wants to do is get on the ground, meet with leaders of industry, meet with leaders in the government, understand what's on their mind, and to really express to them what's on his mind. and what's on the United States' mind.
Do you ever see the United States and India ever entering an agreement to sort of mutually allow their lawyers to practice in each other's territories?
I don't know. I don't have an opinion one way or the other. I think basically commerce being what it is, we have a global economy, and I think that as we move forward, I think impediments to that will disappear over time, maybe. It depends on each individual government and what they're most comfortable with.